101 reasons to shop at Quartz. Unbeatable prices and the best value. Quality brands that you trust. At Quartz you can shop with no cash. Credit is amazing. Pay in 90 days. Quartz makes it easy. 101 reasons to shop at Quartz. We have so much in store, and online we've got 101 reasons to shop at Quartz.
Yeah, girl, Shizelle, it's me, Giselle. What going on? Yeah, girl, I call it some real good news and thing. But before I share my good news, I hear your GT, girl. I hear your real GT. Yeah, I hear you have a little man from McLeod Insurance Agency. But how come you pick up the phone and call me and tell me nothing? I say real horse what happen. But anyway, yeah, hear what now? Maybe we might have to take out some insurance on Jason now. He might be on the love boat, and next thing you know, he fall over in the sea thing by accident. And you know it's me alone fighting about Lani here. So yeah. But anyway, girl, hear this now. My good news. So the Lord, you remember saying I hope the Lord could just part the Red Sea for me like how he do for Moses, girl, and bring something. Well, girl, he sent Chucky. Chucky come, bam, just so the other day, drop off 50 grand on me, girl, just so. And he bring a whole set of furniture, new thing, you know, furniture for Lani. Just so. Yeah, girl, I mean, where he get at? Girl, he tell me he win the lotto. So, who's me to doubt Chucky? If he tell me win the lotto, what happen? So you go come through later and see all my furniture and thing, eh? Yeah, we go celebrate, we go knock back a little to drink and thing. Alright, yes, Shizelle, I'll go see you later, girl. Alright.
Is a fact, strictly facts, and it's that.
When Joaquin was first diagnosed, it was recommended that he do occupational therapy, speech therapy, and a social group. At the time, I was spending about $1,200 a week to accommodate those three. After a while, he was discharged from speech therapy, and I stopped the social group really because I couldn't afford it. We've remained consistent with occupational therapy, and recently we did restart a social group as well. But you're talking about average $400 per session. And that still doesn't take into account the general needs of any child. Normal dental visits, doctor visits, eye checkups, and so forth. And the challenge I've always had with Joaquin, because he is sometimes very cognizant of people being in his personal space, you have to find doctors and medical professionals who are willing to be that patient with him. He won't sit for a normal dental visit the way you might be able to coax a typical child. So I have always had to look at private options as opposed to looking at public therapy, public health care.
It's a different kind of mind. It is but a little different than yours and mine. It's a different kind of mind. It's an old puzzle if you just try. You'll be all mine. Like a rainbow scene and a brand new vibe. You'll be all mine. 4, 3, 2.
Right now, Joaquin sees an occupational therapist and a mental health counselor. They do a session in conjunction with each other. So it's not strictly occupational therapy, it's occupational therapy and the mental health aspect. And he does that once a week. And before COVID came up, we did a social group, again, once a week. The social group and the mental health aspect has been really important for him to understand how to regulate his emotions, which has been, I think, our number one challenge from the beginning. Yes, he shows improvements, but then there are always new challenges coming up and new things to deal with, and especially as he is on the verge of puberty, we're dealing now also with those hormonal aspects as well. And the occupational therapy, his therapist has been with us from the day basically we got the diagnosis, and she has been such an integral part of his success. Everything that he really has accomplished has in some part been due to her presence and her expertise in managing his challenges. The lockdown was actually quite easy to manage because we don't usually go out that much, and he also doesn't particularly like going out that much. So now it was like, okay, we can't go out. But it was, I think, starting to present itself not having therapy on a regular basis. That, if it had gone on much longer, would have started to manifest.
So some of the factors that I think that are important for parents or caregivers to consider is being able to give that kid or that individual the ability to process for longer periods, not being reactive, not giving them a short moment to express themselves. When they have that ability to process, it helps them better engage, it helps them become less frustrated through the engagement with the parent and being patient, basically. What also I think is important is understanding that as you give them these moments, you also want to understand that you need to up the ante continuously. When they progress, when they're able to understand and when they're able to process, you also need to know that you have to give them that ability to push themselves a little bit more, because you want them to be as independent as possible as they develop. As a parent or as a caregiver or as a therapist, once you see that they've reached a certain level of competency, we don't get complacent. We always keep that upping the ante so that they're able to reach where they can reach, so that they can be as fully independent as possible.
101 reasons to shop at Quartz. Unbeatable prices and the best value. Quality brands that you trust. At Quartz you can shop with no cash. Credit is amazing. Pay in 90 days. Quartz makes it easy. 101 reasons to shop at Quartz. We have so much in store, and online we've got 101 reasons to shop at Quartz.
Yeah, Shizelle, Gail, I call it to remind you about something. You know, before anybody step foot in my house, when you bring in your insurance man to meet me, make sure you tell him, before he reach, he had to go to causeandeffect.co. He had to go to the donate button, and he had to click on it, and he had to take a screenshot and send it before I let all you in my house. You understand? Yeah, girl. Make sure you donate, and make sure he go to cause and effect pages and like, share, subscribe, and donate. You know, them insurance man does make real money sometime. Tell them to do something good with it. Yes, just make sure you send me the screenshot, huh? Right. Alright, darling. Later.
It's a different kind of mind. It is bubbling.